Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It's good to be back on SKTV. Let's share the show as you join us. We have a lot to cover. We have some humongous, gigantic, big, and a lot to talk about. But let's share the show, please. As you join us, let's share the show, folks. Please and please. Let's share the show. Please. Let's share the show. Let's share the show now, please. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to everyone. Let's share the show. Um, it's good to be here. So let's share the show. Let's share the show. As you join us, tell us where you're following us from. Yes, Elizabeth Byron, I can see you. You say you're following from Maryland. Wonderful. Thank you and thank you. Let's share the show, folks. Who there? Daniel is watching us from Columbus, Ohio. Daniel, thank you for sharing the show. Who there? Who there next? Abraham is following us from Painesville City. Abraham, welcome to today's edition. Let's share the show now. Let's share the show. Let us know where you're following us from. Once you tell us where you're following us from, we'll recognize you. And we'll go from there. So yeah, let's share the show, my people. Yeah, let's share the show. Frank Music is watching us from Delaware. Delaware is a good state. It's a peaceful, good place to be. Yeah, let's share the show now. My people, yeah, let's share the show. Oh, I know I had something to do. I didn't do it. Fapi Flomo is following us from Oakland, California. Oakland, California, big boy, big garden city. I just ain't gonna say that. Don't get like in your big for us city. That people in city there. That big garden city there. So when you from that city, you know already. You know what time it is. And the rich people and the people who got it going. No job can live in Oakland, California. Let me just tell you right now. No funny people can live there. And I say anything about Oakland. Those are the big cities. Just give me a few seconds. I come to recognize you now. As you tell where you following from, we got to recognize, we got to show you respect. Nobody checking here. We show you respect. Don't even check. Let's share the show now. My boy, let's share the show. Yo, sorry. I got two people I have to do something when I share the show with them. Yeah, let's share the show here. Sorry, folks. Let's share the show. Lucia Doxing is watching us from West Temple Ford, New Jersey. Okay. Can't tell where you following from when I recognize him. Mary Pratt is watching us from Atlanta, Georgia. Felicia Gibson is watching us from New Jersey. Okay. Paul is following us from London. Paul Triplett following us from London. Okay. One thing I know you can't show you not tell where you following from when I recognize you. Let's share the show, please. Let's share the show, please. Okay, let's see. Let's see here. Let's see here. Folks, give me 1 second. It seems like I'm not paying attention to you. Come here, pay attention to you. You come and get all my attention to you now. Okay. Teresa, is that part one? It's following us from Iowa. Lucretia is following us from Canadianapolis. Bertha Stewart is following us from Minnesota. Bertha, I thought you were in Texas. How you moved to Minnesota? Quick, like that. What is going on? We'll come investigate you. Bertha, you were in Texas. I think you were in Houston or San Antonio. How, or one of those big cities. How you move quick, like that? What is going on? How you move quick to Minnesota like that? I'm a concerned citizen. I'm asking right now. Abraham Corner is watching us from New Jersey. Okay. Yeah, let's share the show now, please. You say you left long time? You got to report yourself. You got to tell a story, because if you tell a story, we'll tell a story. What do you mean you just leave the town like that? What do you run over the town? So you just decide, you just leave the town like that. Okay, God there. Emma, you tell me. Okay. Watching us from Liberia. Okay, Emma. Thank you. Patrick is watching us from Minneapolis. Okay. Roberta Brown Cooper is watching us from Virginia, VA. Okay. Mapuya, let's share the show now. Yeah, let's share the show. Quinn is watching us from we're Detroit, Michigan. Okay. Yeah, let's share the show now. If you're not telling where you're watching us from, we're not calling you, we're not recognize you. I mean, you can follow instruction. And we get no problem with what I can follow instruction. So give me 1 second. I got to take care of something really quick. I got to run and take care of something real quick. Give me 1 second, please. I'll be right back in a jiffy. 1 second.
There are things we can do. We bring it good news and we give it to you. We touch it for 40 years, connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Foreign people who willing to sell. Blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us the end, the promise of them. So welcome my life with African.
I live
Master.
Clepali suome kanyo ake SKTV benyo. Sema cheni tina ke asema jamu. Enji sano muni emu aye yo. Enji lofa mui emu aye yo.
SKTV the best in Liberia. SKTV the best in Africa. SKTV the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandmaster.
Ena dine ya tumane, ena sanya ya tumane,
Ena kwana gli ya tumale, ena kodubwa ya tumale, ena gine ya tumale, ena salia ya tumale, ena kwana gli ya tumale, ena kodubwa ya tumale, ena napagiyari na ya tumale.
Okay, I told you I'll be right back. I didn't want to waste no time. Today we'll be talking PB, we'll be talking other news. Today we'll be talking other news. Some people come and get added to you again, but yeah, some people come and get feeling. But we're not get problem with you. We're not get no problem with you. We don't want to y'all be catching feeling. We don't want to tell you what ain't going on the show. Yeah. We don't want to tell you what ain't going on. Y'all be come and get all the news right now. We come and get all the news. We come and get us on all the news real quick. Y'all share the show. Come and get us on all the news. A lot of things happening in other news. You know, I saw you, I just laugh. I just laugh. Because in other news, I see your commerce minister then. And I say that Joseph Baga want to sleep. Commerce minister, the whole government are sleeping government. I don't want to say that sleeping. In other news, your commerce minister, Morai, was caught sleeping. We'll bring a story outside here. We'll bring a story now. We're not worried about you. We're not even worried about you. I wouldn't want to bring post story outside. Let me get connected with
the SKTV right
No,
at 2FM. So yes, I've been joined by my yes,
No.
indeed, my Baptist brother. What's up?
Tell that tattoo from Miami.
Oh,
Tell that tattoo from Miami, I beg you. I don't want no problem. Please leave me alone with your birthday and you want to.
okay, no problem. I've been joined by my brother. The thing is simple. No, let me tell you, I was just dancing zombie because anytime now you just see me, I'll be moving like zombie. So you see, so you don't want to be my brother. Anyway, the day you see me dancing like zombie, maybe I thought you will know that. No, I think I have to rescue my brother.
My man, I just started a show with other news. In other news, no, let me tell you something. Let me tell you, before we greet our people, the whole government know that are sleeping government.
Oh, stop! I don't think
we dollar testing your comment minister. We get a payment to sleep.
Oh,
no. Again, waking up. We're pretty a story outside here.
No, but a zombie, ain't no that zombie can behave.
Man, we're not worried about that one. The whole government. Now, what about government? We're sending here now. We don't want it. Where they go? You share the show.
Yeah, but you share the show. You're going to share the show. Today is Wednesday. For a matter of fact, we got to sometime on Wednesday we got to send a shout out to all of our beautiful ladies out there. Yeah, Rita's in there, and my Steve won't put a service to situation again about me. I will bring to
my man. Guess what happened? Yes,
tell me, Chief.
All the noise you can be making behind Barcelona yesterday, they grabbed PSG and get them quick one. So they're out of the Champions League today.
What happened?
We'll see if Madrid will cross the line. Because
Madrid, if you ask me, I will tell you that Madrid, you know, they are, in fact, they are one of the strong team when it comes to the Champions League. So for me tonight, I think Madrid may likely beat Bayern Munich, no matter maybe what will happen. But if it ends in maybe penalty shootout or something, Madrid will qualify. For me, if you ask me tonight for my prediction, I'll tell you that Madrid will qualify and they will go for the final.
Okay, that's good to know. Well, Malcolm, before we get into the program for today, first thing I want to say, Uh, I want to welcome all of you. As always, the Liberian people are the most important people on earth. But most importantly, the Liberian women are the most beautiful women on earth. Melbourne, there's a lot to talk about. We'll talk about the influence of social media and other things today in the topic, but we still got to talk about what's going on, because majority of our lives and what's going on now is surrounded and circulated by social media and other outlets. So you can't take it. My man, that AC sound. Why we looking for AC? That AC sound that behind you people.
Even though you people who once upon a time wanting us not to use the social media, but now you're telling other share my teaching, share my preaching. Steve, I can't understand you people. But anyway, we move.
No, and the problem is that what we're going to discuss. No, that what we're going to discuss, because that on social media some profile men.
Yes.
That on social media too, some people there.
Some people on social media were evil. How can now social media now become place now where people are doing share?
My dear, social media then used for all kind of funny level now. Social media then back in the day, what we used to use for what they call it now, it used for funny thing. People looking for men on social media. You understand? So it ain't easy. Some people living off of social media. Some people get paid. You understand me, bon?
Yes, indeed.
Some getting hustling on social media. They kind of know they say they advocate, and soon they get men that advocate again. You know what I'm saying? The advocate start red to get men, get pregnant or married, that's it. Then when they lead in and they come out of the same social media, they complain.
So my question to you, because you people once upon a time when you were too active into the spiritual life, you used to say the social media were evil, it was this and that, people should live on it. How come now you people are not convincing others to be sharing your work?
Well,
that's my question to you.
We're looking at them, my brother. We're looking at them. Those are the secret things that we need to do.
So morning before I woke up, my inbox just flooded with all kind of sharing thing. And then what kind of wahala be this?
You know the one I can get what?
Mm-hmm.
The problem I can get what? You know the one other guy that can be shouting whole day. One gotta be shouting way in the nail, whatever it is from Nigeria. One gotta be shouting, get a bunch of people behind, they can be making noise.
And share that that is share.
And that the men that came up with a funny thought, what God can do, what God cannot do does not exist, and as people running around. First of all, the statement is confusing in itself. You're listening, your whole party want to see your Lord. Y'all will not be tired of putting in your own
Steve, let me just say this quickly, my brother, before you come in. Steve, 1 minute.
It's confusing and deceptive.
Thank you. Even in the Bible, the Bible let me to know that God said, make them all that you're talking. I can hear, make everything clear to me so that I can understand or I can get what you're saying. And it's in the Bible that make your petition known to God. Well, all that thing will be just confusing me. I can't understand too.
My man.
Maybe that you explain to me because myself I'm confused.
My man. That particular guy who can be yelling and never couple of people behind that man, when I woke up in the morning, my inbox is flooded with that funny. I don't listen to you. I mean, to go ahead. Somebody will be yelling, I don't listen to that thing. I'm not on that level. No, I'm not on that level. I see them what God cannot do does not exist. They're passing around with auto phone. Some of the slogan they say you can be passing the wrong way. Does it really make sense to you? You not sit down and read it with comprehension. Just sit down and just read it and digest it. What does that mean? What God cannot do does not exist. I can prove it to you that there's something that God can do, but they exist. So that statement is confusing. People just take a bunch of funny words and just make you feel good temporary. And don't mind they can call it offering for you. Oh, that brother call it, man. They may not call it a leader story, bro.
Look, James actually we're not pastor, right? But one thing I like about the Bible, or even if you're Muslim or you're Christian today, let the word of God get glued to you. That's your weapon. That one you can use. Even if I'm able to come out to and tell you James David, and tell you that the Bible say, in fact, you got to give me the other thing, you got to give me the other one. No, you got to read for yourself and see as to what I'm saying is truth. if what I'm saying is true, then you will say, okay, yes. But all in all, my brother, like read all these things. Some people, like my brother was shouting. For me,
My man.
Steve,
My man.
I'm one person. I'm totally against shouting because
My man.
it totally, in fact, it can very confuse me because
My
I
man.
believe that I need to learn something. I want to learn something. But if you're shouting, how will somebody shout at their own father?
Newborn.
Yeah, my
Newborn.
brother.
Let me tell you right now. The hustle is real. Before we get into the politics, the hustle is real, my brother. Don't waste your time. Don't waste. No. I mean, so we get headed from somebody yelling all night in my ear. My own phone while I buy, so it's also for me.
I like
pay. I go suffer myself.
complete lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge.
Let me tell you something. It can't even work. First of all, I don't even click on that thing. When I see I just pass, I say that the guy can be yelling what they making no input here. I call him making no guy. I don't care for that thing. It can't even work, my brother.
So that for example, still quickly before we cross over, how will you make your entire life like in fact you are for the only Satan? So that means even when there's no Satan, that means you let me serve God.
My man.
Even heaven before all of these things, before Satan start fighting all year and there, even before you start hearing about Satan, Satan used to worship, Satan used to sing. So that means
who is Satan?
I can't understand the whole world I'm living. I'm totally confused. Steve, I'm very, very confused.
But who is Satan now?
So our whole life is just about fighting Satan. Some of all that I would say, we don't even care about showing love.
My man, who is Satan? You in your home with your wife, you misbehave, the woman decide to leave, you say that the devil. Not the devil. So you just say you devil. That you the Satan now. You understand? So hello, Satan now do nothing to
I tell my late salary, the way my madam always the way she looking now already. Instead of me preparing myself. Then I take it, I carry the club, I do everything, then take it to my now they work on the devil, mama.
Yeah, they say the devil was in it. No, let me tell you something. You know what the Bible says? On that day, Satan, let me tell you something. Satan said when you see him, you say you will give up. You leave Satan alone. Satan did nothing. Satan did not do anything. Look, the problem that is they just made you put they position you to say you fighting with it. Oh, you can fight. You can fight.
Good. That's the thing there. So if everything about the entire life on this eye between us, it's just about offering Satan.
You sleep on work because you are on the same prayer line. What about yelling in your ear all day? You get some sleep. You go to work for sleep. Yes, they fire you. They say that the devil. Who fire you? Who? You see that the common sense not working? And I want to also sit and listen to my brother. Let me tell you something. I will watch cartoon or the one we can say like about Muppet show. I will watch plenty of Muppet show before I can even listen to that food in there what they can be doing. That food in there what they can be doing making noise for a year. Let me tell you something. If I live anywhere and I also be sleeping, I used to be yelling in my ear. You're supposed to be yelling in the community. You're supposed to be yelling in community that time, 2, 3 in the morning. I beg you, yeah. You think we have that food in there? Nobody you man. You think so that the problem in my brother? The problem Ghana right now.
Mental sleep. No, Steve, let me be frank. Julius, thank you, my brother. But indeed, in this time of ours, we are seriously into mental slavery. Complete mental slavery. People don't even know what they're doing. People don't even want to say anything. Look, let me tell some of you that even following us, right? Call and Satan can talk. Maybe you don't even know. So we fight.
But God said that Job said it. Job said it. In the book of Job, there. God and Satan, they can speak. They're not getting animation between them. They're not fighting nobody. Nobody fighting. Oh, they fire. Burning one, the enemy, they must scatter the one that one. You're Leo alone. In fact, when they finish with that thing, they say, go to the susha, they get cha. So what do we want to believe? I don't want to say myself. I don't want to say myself. You got Melbourne who running for deaconship. They feel that they get money. Melbourne refuse to get also I want no money.
Oh no, that one I said on. That one I said on. Forget it, my brother.
I said on.
So you're still on your believe set on, yeah? Look, when God gave you the opportunity about life, or when God gave you the life, you make good use of the opportunity that has been given to you. Don't sit there and be crying and be playing about matching. Now, where about that is time that God you to send food about. All those days, everything gone. The
Say
one you
what
want right now.
that story,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, but man, then move on, yeah, we move. So
Do
please,
that
if
story.
I will be sending,
No, so on social media,
Mm.
we'll get to the topic here. But on social media, man, I would have seen all kind of things. But you know, even moving from a different thing, you know, something that can be funny, but something that can also be interesting. My brother, we really need to know what we really want. I see you speaking in tongue. I see you bouncing around, but then you there supporting homosexual
Yes.
people. You promoting gay Benin and homosexual Benin. We want work now. When we talking to get that, I see them passing around one get I call herself man. And, you know the good thing about it? All of them I try to get used to call himself Father of Zion. Or woman calling herself Father of Zion. I said, would be crazy my man to call you father. I saw see woman call you man. I supposed to tell woman call you man, Tato. You who? You woman will call you woman. Your father thing in your head. It ain't in reality. So you see all the funny things that we're talking. And guess what? They are the same people that can promote the people they own. They are the same people that can contribute to them. Yes. Oh, yes. They're passing around looking for photo. You know, they are the same people. They see their friend woman. They're calling that one father. And I'm supposed to sit down and listen to you. You serious? You're not serious. You really not serious? You're not ready yet.
Man, when you go to the church, Steve, when you go to the church with your car and everything, the tie you pull, the way you do, man, in fact, we will take you for the back seat and put you off. Look, let's move. Anyway, that's the life, and that's the kind of people, and that's the kind of life we are living right here in Africa. Let me be frank. We see the religious business in Africa, especially for Liberia, like, no, they got to do better. Because you can't be having.
I mean, they can do better.
Yeah.
If somebody bring a thing and sell it to you, and you decide to put it here and run around with it, you will just look stupid with it. The whole religious thing, you know who brought it? That the white boy brought religion to her. But we inside more than that now, say. What are you not see women we're gonna put in the money to go play? That's it.
And even apart from that, right, Steve, I will agree that maybe they bring it and that was good. But let's go back to those days, right, and see maybe who the Lawrence. Lawrence, I think our media assessment chief will come in. Yeah. So during those days we'll say yes. But Steve, let's compare during those days and now. During those days they used to build schools, they used to build hospitals, they used to build maybe we'll say clinic and and so on. Right? And make these things sometimes free, sometimes reasonable. But right now the most expensive schools right now are the religious schools.
And what did they teach there?
So what's the difference? You are there to win soul over to God.
What did they teach there?
I don't know what to remember. Maybe they can teach about how to go to heaven and how you finish. So you can pay you go to heaven. Heaven I want to see.
Okay. Well, we're looking at it now. But anyway, we'll pivot the conversation. Folks, welcome to the show. You know that SVTU, but we can talk anything. We can talk anything here. We can talk everything. We're not scared of nothing. We can talk it. We don't want to discuss our own religion in public without hiding nothing. We're not going to nothing to hide. So that we don't want to talk about our own religion. We can talk about religion for our more other religion. And, you know, somebody come the other time, a whole day you're bashing Christian or whatever. Yeah, a Christian who has all bashed. A Christian. That John Palmer ways on John Red.
Be afraid of but Steve, the people that saw Jesus and the people that knew him, who were they not or the same follower or what?
No,
who were they?
No, the follower from heaven. July from heaven. But maybe that thing, yeah, like the hypocrite we can talk that somebody there. You know that I think I can what they call. I think I can just bring noise in the town like either because they don't know what's going on. They really don't know what's going on. In most cases, they don't know what's going on. By the way, Melbourne, in other news, folks, just so you are aware, the ceasefire issue in Gaza is now being negotiated through Egypt. And just so you know, from a historical standpoint, Egypt and Africa. Yeah, Egypt and Africa now. They seen Egypt and Jesus and all of them went there. Egypt and Africa. In Africa. So the peace deal is being negotiated now to Israel for Israel, and like I said yesterday, I hope it goes through. We keep praying. They keep negotiating, but the truth being said is they had to go through all of this. They had to go through all of this. And they had to fight. Yesterday, I listened to President Joe Biden giving a remark on what's happening in the Middle East and the deal and so forth. And, interestingly, President Joe Biden was clear, was very, very clear that social media has a huge influence. And that's true. We'll get to the social media influence. In other news also, one of the United Party ministers was caught sleeping. Minister Ami Moda, he was sleeping in Dallas, Texas. So that means the government loaded a sleepy government. The president can sleep. The minister who's already negotiating and sleeping, they got to wake up and tell him you should make a man. They either walk around or you should go back to your hotel room and go sleep. They ain't got no problem with that one. So one of your ministers that you're paying came to America and they kind of negotiate. He was sleeping. They wanted to put him in the TV room too. They had to put Joey in TV room. So they stand on your car and you start sleeping. We'll put you in America, we'll put people in the TV room. We can put people in the TV room. When you can't, we know you're not serious. We'll put you in TV room, you'll be watching TV. You'll be watching cartoon or you'll be watching Muppet Show then. That's what we can do in America. I Joey, what they did in Kenya. Actually, why men were discussing serious, Nana Adona were discussing serious thing. Real bilateral conversation. They put Joey in the TV room. Check out President Joe, former President Joe, what they did in Kenya. You were in TV room watching football game. Because they say you're not serious man. So Ami Moda, they put Ami Moda in the TV room when they saw him sleeping. And I Joseph Bagari waiting for him to sleep. Anything he sleep, we challenge him to sleep. We'll put your president, we already put one of your president TV room before. So to put another president TV room, but easy thing for that one, anything, we can do it. We don't want to put president in TV room. Let Joseph Bagari sleep. Anything he sleep, let him sleep. We're waiting for him. So we want to make sure we bring out new. Lauren, but we laughing, brother. My man, welcome to the show. Greet us, my man, before we can get into the conversation. We gotta see you laughing. What? Yeah. You want to
Oh, thank you, Steve, for having me. Good evening, Mabel. What's up, Chief? Long time. How the movement? Steve, thank you for having me on the show. We are back again on the SKTV to provide the necessary information our people need in their country, Liberia, and the world around. So, thank you, Steve. Thank you for the show.
Yeah, so that's why I'm giving you the other news because you're not on the side. They pull one of your former president in TV room. Now they pull one of your minister in TV room for sleeping in public. When only country will not take that thing. When you get public resources allocated to you, behave yourself. You can't be sleeping. So they will remove Ami Moda on the TV room very, very soon. No, Rose, I don't say the past president can sleep. I don't say President Joe Weah was sleeping. I had to put him in TV room. No, mama. Let me clarify. President Joe Weah was put in TV room because they say he's not a serious-minded man. He only care about football, and at that time, they were playing football. So they put in the TV room to watch TV while the other men go negotiate for BB money. What did Joe Weah came by when he met with Joe Biden? Tell me when he came by with. Now that picture, CD and all of you are posting on Facebook. That picture now. You were in TV room all that time. They were discussing serious bilateral thing because they say he's not a serious man. You think America can waste time with jokes or with jokers? No, America don't do that. I'm being very honest with you. They put President Joe Weah in TV room. He was not part of serious discussion. He was in the TV room watching TV. Like the scene where they put Ami Moda in TV room for Ami Moda to put in TV room for sleeping in public. Yeah, they put Amin Moda in TV room for sleeping in public. And you will be in the TV room, then you wake up. When you wake up, you will find yourself one PTV in front of you. Yeah, they put in TV, they put President John we are in TV room, but he will never put in there for sleeping. That will be clear. They don't put President John we are in TV room for sleeping, they put in there for on seriousness. Because serious issue going on, he worry about football game. When people, let me tell you, when world leader them meet, they discuss serious issue. And you got to be focused. Your attention span got to be really, really longer and focused because you will be in meetings sometimes from in the morning to in the night. So you fall asleep, they carry the point in TV room. So you get distracted, you be looking on your phone, you want what game, you want to do, you want to say, okay, I want you level, okay, so that's how they do the president we are. But anyway, we just thought to remind you about history. Because the men when they went on there, they put one in TV room. Whatever to that bugger. But Monk, I sent it to you, bro. I sent a link to you, my man. That Joseph Baga is setting for the point TV room. Oh. The man said just any attempt for Joseph Baga to sleep. They own a TV room, but the TV they'll be having that color TV that black and white. he was seeing sad. You know, Joe, we had over that morning day president, so they put them there with color TV. But they put our current president Joseph Baga because he all the way from the 80s. They'll put in there in the other TV will be real big black and white TV. And the TV with them back in the day when you used to crank it to change the channel, you would turn it. They're not even getting remote. When you move on, you put himself together. I see my boy Lauren Moore laughing. And I am laughing at the president. Do I laughing at the president? You Lauren, you get problem, bro.
But Steve, I beg you, don't hold me content. Don't many people here, don't many people getvel me. Don't many people getvel me at all. How about you face Steve?
Yeah, you were face Steve when you're clicking the TV to change channel. Mom, my man, what's up?
Not much.
my man, Monk, I was just giving other news there before we can get into the conversation for today. Because we get to the other news wherein your presidential candidate is inside to win the other news. But in other news, Amin Moda, your commerce minister, was caught sleeping, so they put him in TV room. Monk, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So they're waiting for JMB to fall asleep. Ain't saying he fall asleep. And fall asleep. The big black and white TV they got to put in that room where they have small black and white TV. So right now we're looking at them to see if they'll fall asleep. But I mean, but in TV room, we're still looking to see if they're not moving from the TV room because they say when we got the money, we're moving from the. Until yesterday, he's still been there. So what say you?
Well, I didn't part of that news story, so I have no idea.
But the similar thing happened to President George Weah when he came to me with Joe Biden and they put in the TV room that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was following football game. They say that football being interested in.
You got to be disciplined. The work it calls for discipline. It's the
exactly
on the planet when you are responsible for millions of people. You come to the conferences, you have to sit there for hours, analyzing and listening and taking notes and coming up. It's not an easy thing as people think it is. It's the most. Yep. Like I would tell people, the average CEO or corporate executive reads anywhere between 35 to 40 books per year because you got to be on top of your game. People's management, leadership skills, creativity, health, because you got to be healthy to be able to do the people work. That's why they pay CEOs are in the millions of dollars. They give them all their retirement and golden parachute while the average worker work for minimum wages because they work. Some of the guys working 80 hours a week. They go home. Even that when they are with their families, they are still working from home, even though they are away from the job. So when you see someone getting paid in this country, no, it's not only because they want to give them money for being the boss, but the kind of work that they put in is nothing easy. It's not an easy thing. It's like you don't have a life. Some of them retire early. Some of them, because of the work stress, they end up committing suicide. They can't even maintain their marriages because the work is so demanding. So that's why some people look at it and say, hey, let me end up politics. Politics, but nowhere kind of building out of work hard like that. You can get steep money and walk away scot-free. In the business and the corporate environment, they call it the dog-eat-dog mentality. You're competing with other people. The competition is high. You're making quarterly performance report. It's not easy thing. So it's just the nature of the work, but that's it.
So Monk, let's hear from Milburn and Lawrence. But let's go to Milburn first. Milburn, when you're done, on that side of the country. Please give us update as to what's going on. And then Lawrence, you'll be next, please.
So yes, indeed. Let me see. Let me just take this second break.
Hello?
Yeah, so thank you, Steve. And let me say to our followers, our listeners, always listening to the SKTV show. Indeed, today is Wednesday. Business Monk, I don't know who, okay, maybe I think you are muted. Yes. So today is Wednesday, having to be the 8th of May, the 5th month, and the year remain the same, 2024. Our government or our president is out of the country on international visit, and there are so many things happening coming from Nimba County with Asida Metal Liberians, some Liberians that are there in Nimba County were protesting. Yes, so we are still moving strong. Things are still the same. Basic commodity prices and so on. People are still buying things the same way. U.S. rate is climbing bit by bit. So yes, nothing major. So far, so good. Apart from what happened in Nima County or with the protest, and yes, so far so good. Steve, Business Monk, and that our follow up. These are some of the happening back home. So far, they're nothing major because Liberians are still on a normal business or business observing how the rescue government going to be, what's going to happen. Mind you, when the news about these zombie drugs come out, there were a lot of mixed reactions. Liberian was some are saying that after fighting hard to get rid of maybe Cooch, because mind you, the same person we are well, in fact, he was the one that bring in Cooch, so they put out. But then how come now that there's the new drug called zombie? So Liberians mixed reactions, their fears in the mind of some people are saying that no, I think this is not where we want to be, or this is not what we want as a people. So yes, these are some of the things that are happening in the street corner, and our live attire centers or so on when you go to some of the places. Steve, Business Monk, and other Lawrence and our followers.
Thank you, Mabel, for the update from your end. When it comes to this part of Bond County, the lower end here, especially where I preside former district, the issue of drugs is alarming here on a daily basis because some of our brothers, the youngest one, have been adopted to it as we speak. They have their area here, they can go and taking the drugs during the night hour. They get now to steal from community dwellers. So the DEA need to be very much vibrant when it comes to combating the guys because pretty soon we'll be discussing another thing because most of the guys will always leave from Kakata to come to Bone Mines to do backup with their friends. At times, the guys from Bone Mines will call their men from Kakata to come to steal from the community people here in Bone Mines because the issue about Bone Mines, as soon as 9:30 to 10 o'clock, the whole street is empty. You don't see nobody in the street because the issue of electricity is one of the major things we're suffering from here. We got a guy who is running community current around. So as soon as he off a generator, the whole community become dark. The only few lights we have here is the solar light that was brought in by former President George Weah. About 5 pieces right along the main road. So the various community, the moment 10:30 to 11, even passing some of the community, the whole place is quiet, everybody going indoors. So that's the issue. And some of our brothers have been adapted to the issue of the drugs. They got a place, the former Bodo right now, the whole place, Abuja, they go there, sit there, taking that drug. Most of our people who go on our various farms, when they come here, especially the women, they will join us. Some of them, they will take their phones, some of them, they will take their money. So that's the issue, one of the major issues we're facing here. So right now, there are a lot of people appealing to the government to see how best to at least extend the line from Kakataya, the LC line. So, light is security. Once you got light in your community, people will be afraid. But right now, you come to Bond Mines after 9, 10 o'clock, the whole street is empty. The only time you'll find people in the street, probably maybe holiday. Most of them can be in the street up to 12, 1 o'clock. Some of the entertainment center can still be on, but on a normal day, no way. You don't find somebody. Only one people you'll see in the street by 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. The whole place is empty. The various community as well, people go to bed very soon because the whole community is dark. Only one person is providing electricity in Bond Mines, and that person is running a community current. So the day the generator get problem, the whole area dark, brother. So that's the situation we find ourselves in here.
So you are saying no light over there in that side of the country?
My brother, right here, no light. The light post start right in Kakata. That is not even research. But over the past time, we saw the Liberia Electricity Corporation, the one along the St. Paul Road. There's an area there they have earmarked to build a hydro. So right now, Steve, everybody is praying that at least that project can be successful. So we that on the side can be able to benefit from LEC. But as I speak, there is no electricity in Bond Mines. One person running community current. The few solar light along the road, that light was given by former President George Weah. So 10 o'clock, 11, 11:45, 12, the whole street empty. You can't see nobody. Even everybody going to bed the rural community. Because at that time, the guy who is providing the services can off a generator. The man running a community current. So when that time reaching, he off the machine. So the whole place died. And some of our brothers who are in the droughting, at the time they can take the opportunity because the whole area died. You will not recognize anybody. Just 2 nights ago, they stole a motorbike from right around my house. The man just left the motorbike outside. He went in, he made a man, he came out. The man everything taking it.
So in speaking of that, thank you so much for bringing that out to light. In recent times, we have seen, news are spread out very easily, and government, including the presidency, react very, very, very easily when news are spread out, whether it's on social media or other places. Yeah, you don't listen to the thing what Joseph Boakai said when he said he don't follow or listen to the people on social media. That aren't true. Joseph Boakai can watch social media. In fact, President Joseph Yuman Boakai is very careful and very afraid of things that are discussed on social media about him, his family, and his person. President Joseph Yuman Boakai is. Don't let nobody fool. Don't let him fool you. That particular statement for him, you were probably making fun that day or you were joking. But nope. Even President George Weah, all of them, all the politicians, all of the politicians that you see passing around, I get thick skin, I get this, I get that, lie. That is not true. They don't like to be put on a stand. They don't like to be called out in public and so forth. They don't, especially when they do wrong. No, they don't. So don't listen to them. But I want to ask this general question to all of you as we get into the conversation, because the point that Lawrence raised here is very important. The other time we talk about the country not being secure. We talk about it. We never said peaceful. We said the country Liberia is not secure and stable. Even the meeting that people came here, you're giving the country bad image, you're doing that. No investor coming waste their time to somewhere where there is no stable electricity in the 21st century. No investor coming do that. We're not making the country low bad. We're saying the truth. And the issue of electricity, not Joseph Boakai, not Unity Party unique problem. The same thing with the issue of road. They've been kicking the can down the road. One government can, they'll put money in their budget for road. They steal all the money, the road, nothing going away. Or they can't just grade the road, one ring can't spoil it, then they start talking again about putting budget in the money. And that's how they've done, all of them, that's how they've been operating. All of them. The issue of road in our country, that is one of the means the government can use to steal legally, to steal money. That's what they do. That's how they make their money. They allocate contract to different people. They go by and take the same money from there. That's why you see the issue of road building in our country. It can't go behind. It can't come from no head, no tail. In fact, we've been doing road since Ellington. Since Ellington, 18 years now. Only I want on the road when if you check the budget, they've been allocating money for road. They see why they've been allocating money for the executive mansion. You can see no head, no tail. Because they take the money, they put it in the budget, they go and take it from there, they don't do the work. Or they go and feed the road and put it blah blah quota in there, put it small, soon a ring, the thing washes away. So that's how your government been stealing from you. That's how the government have been stealing from you in Liberia. The different administrations, the Ellen, the Jowia, and now the Joseph Boaka. That's how they've been stealing. When you hear them talking about road, you know, we prioritize road, and they put it for 22,000, and it's 22 million. Ain't in the road. And they just take one greater kind pass around. How much for that greater, that yellow thing, that yellow machine I can pass, just greater the road? How much you do that thing? You don't see yourself. They're making the rescue up. But anyway, let me ask this question. How do you guys think social media is influencing our country or the world? What is the role of social media?
So if you want to start with me, then all right. So indeed, we want to say thanks to Mark Zuckerberg. Let me say, in fact, congratulations also to him for the wonderful idea, because mind you, social media for me, positively, social media, I think has connected people more closer than we think. You know, because before we used to do the telecommunication stuff where you got to go pay money before you get connected with your family members or friends. But social media or the Facebook make things clear, or maybe make things easier for us to get connected, like what we are doing right now. Instead of we are communicating, and we are using the social media to also send information out there to our people. You know, so we use social media both sides, negative and not positive. There are people that are also using social media negative way, or we say that wrongly using social media. That is, that for example, they record other people, bring people social things out, bring out people's stories. Sometimes people bring out their own or maybe relationship out. So for me, I see that as bad. That's a negative form of social media that killing us as people, especially young people. Social media wrongly being used by young people because they feel that they want to use the social media to get connected to someone, and they want to use the social media to also destroy someone. So some young people are wrongly using social media, while some young people are benefiting from social media usually because some of the content that we watch, some of the little or mini videos or so on that we all watch, there are other people that are making money out of social media. But for us back home, I think that quite recently now, I'm seeing that people are now getting used to the social media where they are not creating content. Other people are really using it the right way. But like before, social media was wrongly used, and if I would tell you that it's still people are still wrongly using social media the way they want, the way they feel. That I was watching a video not too long where I see funny thing, you know, they can always say, you know, and that's it. So the society of ours, we are using social media wrongly, and there are little population or young people that also use social media positively, at least to make sure that they get connected, they have, you know, their life impacted, or have other things, the school and so on. So for me, I look at the entire social media.
All right, thank you. Lawrence, I hear from you, but before we go to Monk here, what do you
Well,
think the
Steve,
impact of social media in our world now?
well, the social media is impacting the lives of many people. There are a lot of people who are benefiting from the social media. A lot of people who are providing information on the social media on a daily basis. But there are some of our brothers and sisters who are using it wrongly. They go on the social media and just post anything they want to post, even are going as far as posting some photos that is not necessary. Some of our brothers will be on the social media lying to people, oh, just give me a contact number, I will send you data. At the end of the day, they hijack people profile and then start to go in their boxes to get some information and flag it out. So the users of the social media is good actually, but some of our brothers and sisters are not using it wisely. When you come to Liberia on a daily basis, you see some of our sisters, even some of our brothers. Somebody will go hijack somebody's page and they ask you, they say, please send me a number, me send you data. Once you now know the system, the man collect your page, the email will be using your page, communicating at it to say you are the one. Any other information you got in that place, that man will put it outside. At the end of the day, you see some of the married homes have been destroyed because of social media. And people, some of them, they are not able to use it. So the social media is impacting the lives of people here, and many are misusing it. So it's like, good and bad. So Sunday good, Sunday bad, like how you looking at. But mostly the politicians, some of them, they are enjoying it because they will go in some of the town villages, take photos and post it out for people to see what they're doing. So the social media is important and people are benefiting from it in the country.
Okay. Yeah, let's hear from Mark. Mark, my man, what's going on? What do you think the impact of social media on our world or on humanity at this time of our lives? Mark, are you there?
What up?
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think is the impact of social media on our lives and humanity at large?
Social media is a very powerful tool. It all depends how you leverage it to your advantage. It's a marketing tool. It's a connection tool. People will call it, in technology, we call it Web 2.0. You know, when the internet first came, when Netscape went public in 1992, when people started bringing about e-commerce and trading on the internet, social media took it to a whole different platform. And that one advantage is this whole cascading effect that you can even launch a project, you can spread ideas within real time using connectivity through social media. You know, before radio was the number one marketing tool, but radio doesn't have something that social media can boast. That's a compounding effect. That like and share button is more powerful than anything we have seen in human history. You could record a video with 1 or 2 viewers, and within the space of an hour, the entire globe will have the opportunity to watch that video. It never happened before in human history. The question is, how do you leverage such a great tool? And unfortunately, some people are using it for the wrong reason. We've seen it in America. We saw what happened in it was how they call it in Puerto Rico, when the governor had the affair with that little girl and that video went viral and people protested. It was social media that brought his regime down. We saw it with the Green Movement in Iran with Mousavi. It was social media. We saw the Arab Spring when the Egyptian how they call him, say advocate Wai Gomin, the Google executive that used that bypassed the internet when Hosni Mubarak shut down the internet in Egypt, thinking that he could control the protests. When they used the VPN services, Wai Gomin from Google, it was social media. So social media now is the most powerful tool on the planet you can leverage in terms of publicity, in terms of networking. But the question is, are you using it for the best or are you using it for the worst? We saw Twitter. Why would a guy take $40 billion to buy social media? Jack Dorsey, or Elon Musk to buy Twitter from Jack Dorsey. And we also, the former president of America did the same thing. They banned him from on social media, from Twitter, and he opened your own media company that is trading at $8 billion on the NASDAQ Composite Exchange. So nobody can live without social media. The question is, are you using it to your advantage or are you using it to your disadvantage? And unfortunately, in our society, we most often use it for the wrong reason, but it's a great tool. And so it's other too. There are advantages and disadvantages. The question is, how do you use it? That's about it, nothing more.
Okay, well, I agree with you, Monk. I agree with you that it depends how it's leveraged. But to be very honest, social media is very powerful, and don't allow anyone to underestimate or overlook the power of social media.
Very powerful.
Don't try it. Don't try. I don't care who you are. And yes, we are in that age now, in that time. Technology has advanced, whether you like it or not. That's where we are. That's the stage of life we are in. Couple of years ago, we had the print media, we had radio and so forth. These things dominated the airspace of communication. Now we have social media, very, very powerful. The things that social media can do these days, you're not even understand it. You will not even get to that point. You'll not even get to it. And so we have all of these good things that social media can do. But like Milpon and Lauren said earlier, yes, some people have used social media for negative connotation or in a negative way, right? They extort you. And some people use it for business. There's a lot of businesses going on social media that some are not even aware of. Yes. Go ahead, Monk. Go ahead. Monk.
Yeah.
Were you saying something?
No, I said, yeah, businesses use it to their advantage, brand exposure. People advertise more on social media than your regular TV and radio because for the first time, and the one thing that social media brought, you see, the reason now people try to or control information before, when the media was the most powerful institution in the world, the media were the one capable of deciding the outcome of election because what information used to be scarce back then. When you read the history of the U.S., when Richard Nixon was, people thought that Richard Nixon was impeached. No, actually, he resigned. It was
Yes.
the media that brought Richard Nixon down. We had it reported because few people had access to information back then. But this day, the entire globe, we all have access to information. So something could happen in a Riverside County today with just the snap of a picture in the cell phone. You're able to broadcast it to the whole world. So everybody, technically, you are a walking journalist by virtue of the fact of social media, that you are an independent investigator, the journalist, because you could be walking right now and an event could happen to real life market and you can just take your cell phone, your cell phone, and within seconds, the whole world will have access to that particular event. So TV and radio cannot even come closer to social media these days. It's the most powerful tool, I would say, on the planet. So the people who got ulterior motive now, they want to leverage, they want to impart or the control of information. Maybe they can ban you from on the platform when they feel that you're getting too much follower. They still want to control information one way or another. So it just tells you that even the federal government of the United States, they still run some of their policy, they put it on social media as a means of enlightening people and giving you the necessary information. So I would say right now is the most powerful tool in the world, social media. That is if you know how to use it.
But do you think it's benefiting humanity? Do you think
benefiting humanity because people are undertaking a lot of projects? Look, Steve, look at this kind of end-to-end encryption software, whether it's the Facebook, whether it's the how they call it, whether it's the WhatsApp and all the mobile communication and all these apps. People are using it for positive things. You're able to call someone today and establish a business in no time just by being on the phone on video. You can deploy hundreds of people to go and get something done within real time. You never had that before. Look, at a certain point in time, we thought the world was such a vast place that we didn't have the space. But now, with social media and all the information, bro, we feel more connected. You can talk to somebody on a live video and it's almost like the person just a couple of steps away from you. It was never possible in human history except the age of social media, like I said, Web 2.0, when you want to use the technology term in general. That you're talking about application, you're talking about online services, all put together. We call it Web 2.0. It changed humanity forever. The world will never be the same anymore.
Yeah, but social media also has the power and the potential to destroy people as well, because it has influenced, whether you like it or not. It has influenced, politics, especially at the very, very highest level. Is influenced propaganda in different ways, shapes, and forms. So it's altered the life of humanity. Look at AI as we speak. In terms of technology,
education,
and so in that context, Monk, what say you in the context of AI and other things that are infiltrating the space now? Pretty soon that could run people out of work, right? Whether you like it or not,
That's it.
So what say you? Because there's been serious complaint also. There's been serious complaint also about the danger of AI in the United States. A lot of researches have been done on it. The impact of AI and how to stop AI and other technological platforms and other things that are going on. What say you?
Well, they get something called universal law. There's always a good and bad to everything. I could give you a knife. You could use a knife to slice your onions and pepper and cook yourself a meal. You could also use a knife to go and kill someone. Like I said, everything comes down to how you execute and use a tool that is given to you. So the same for social media. Now we live in the fourth industrial revolution, the fourth industrial age. We come with artificial intelligence. Yes, it could make smart decisions for you. It could help you learn something at a fast pace. But equally so, there is also a downside to everything in life. It all comes down to execution and the way how you manage a particular tool. You could drive a car to go to work, but a car could also kill you. So there is always a risk factor associated with everything. At the end of the day, we'll only look at the positive of everything. Yet we will encounter the negative aspect. But when you, even in policy, when it comes to government, when government making decisions in terms of policy, they look at the positive. Equally so, there will be people who will be there to exploit the system, but they don't look at the negative. They first look at the positive. And how social media or any end-to-end web encryption tool or communication tool. These are all there to make our life better. But unfortunately, the world is not a harmonious place. There will always be people that will be there to exploit. Now, you think about something like AI. People will be like, okay, AI is changing the way how we even define education. It's changing the way how we do work. I'm in a hospital. I listened to one of those neurosurgeons talking about within a decade or two from now, they will be printing human heart with 3D, like the way you see happening in manufacturing, that they don't need another human being heart to replace your heart. If you have heart issue, they will just print a heart and install it into the human body. Think about that. That's a positive, that's a breakthrough because it will be saving life. But on the other hand, they say AI could put thousands of people out of work because you just got a simulated robot that run a complicated algorithm that can execute 50 persons or 50 people job within 2 hours, and they can get the same thing done. Or think about a software you got running on your laptop that could put the entire HR department out of job just because one software can print your paycheck, it deposit money into your account, it keep account of attendance of all the work of one software doing literally everything that the entire HR department supposed to be doing. A software could do it with just a few clicks of a button. So, my brother, the only thing you can do, keep advancing yourself, keep getting new skills because nothing now is guaranteed. Anybody who failed to adapt today will be left behind because the world keeps changing every day. Do you know the average now? When it comes to education, they say you could learn something now, and within 6 months, your idea or your knowledge could be absolute. Think about that. So we are getting to an era wherein your degree would be so worthless. You could graduate from college today, and before next year, rain season in Liberia, you'll be out of job because of new technology already kick you out of the employment line. That's the world we live in today.
Yeah, that is the world we live in with technology and AI. But I want to go back to something very important and interesting that was raised by Lawrence in terms of the issue of electricity. There is no electricity in some parts of bomb mines. It stops right in Kakata, like he said, and I would assume now all places in Kakata have lights. Apart like Lawrence said, apart from one or two of the light poles that were installed by President George Weah, there's no light in bomb mines, and that brings about the issue of security. It brings about the issue of, attracting investors in other serious minor area, and also because the technology that we're talking about, whether the AI or the social media, whatever it is, it needs current, it needs electricity to be sustained, to have it running. It does, whether you like it or not. You can't run electricity on lack of electricity. It needs electricity. For Melbourne to come, today we don't have what's his name in studio with us. We don't have Sheku Kurma in studio with us today because of the heavy pool of rain on that side of the country. And guess what? It's impacting the electricity and technology over there. So Monk, what say you when you hear things like in the 21st century where we are now, there is no light on the other side? What say you in terms of security and so forth?
Steve, if you study history and if you just observe the whole global economy, the reason you have war and political uprising everywhere, even in industrialized country, everything run on electricity. From your hospital to your schools to your cell phone to your power grill, everything is about electricity. And the bigger your economies grow, the more electricity or power you consume. So even into the future, there will still be more problem because let's say you want to open your son's lab to teach children computer in Lofa County or Vonjima or Kawiakan district. You ain't going to attach a computer to a palm tree. You need electricity to power up that particular building they're going to be running the computer in. And what do you think you're going to use? So electricity is more of a economic thing and more of a national security threat as well. Because how do you grow an economy if you cannot power your economy? The reason you see wars and everything happening is just because electricity, Middle East problem, oil, gas. That's what you need every day because you cannot operate with electricity, and that's something we need to increase our capacity in if we are really serious about growing an economy or making progress and improving people's life. Because that assumes, Steve, say you went to Bombing County, open a factory, you want to hire 1,000 Liberians there. What do you think you're going to do to run the factory? Got to run on power, electricity, right? So electricity is everything. Your whole economy runs on that.
So that means when we said here, few days ago, that the country is not safe. The lack of electricity is in itself a security problem, especially in the 21st century. Mark, there's something I wanted to bring to our attention, all of us listening. Maybe we can go back as far as Ellen Johnson Sirleaf's administration. Do you know, if you check the national budget, do you know how much has been allocated for the road construction thing you can get about? You know how much they're put in the budget for road?
I know.
Every administration that has come, they will put money in there for road maybe 4 or 5 times during the time in 6 years. And up until now, we have problem with roads. With connectivity, we have serious problem with infrastructure. Serious problem in the country. So Mark, so then my question now becomes, do you think it is possible for any government to make any kind of stride or to move the country forward, having the lack of electricity and road connectivity? During campaign, they make these noise. They make these noises. They talk about these things or road connectivity, and they put it in the agenda. Will prioritize road. Will prioritize road. Sooner or later, it becomes a scam. It becomes a way that they will legally siphon money into the pockets and divide among themselves. What say you?
You see, roads is very expensive. It took me a long time for me to figure out the whole idea behind roads. And why, you see, when you go next door to Ivory Coast, right, you see from their villages all the way to their cities, they are all paved. When I was growing up, I asked one of my senior professor in Liberia, the former professor, retiree, I said, Papa, their country has been operating for more than 100 years. You're talking about in counties with more than hundreds or thousands of people living there, and we don't have roads. How do you go next door and you see a village that is well paved? You go to the Danane. Danane is considered to be a village in the Ivory Coast, right? From the border all the way to the capital city, Abidjan, as far as to the Ghanaian border, it's all paved. You come to my country, the moment you get out of that Sunny Collet area, you're stuck in mud. How that happen? Is it begin? Road is very expensive. Road being expensive, and it takes a lot of huge investment because roads is actually what define infrastructure. And during those days when we had the opportunity, when our economy was doing better, let's say in the 60s, 70s, early 80s, we never concentrated too much on this road because when you look at the size of our budget at the time, how much you had. Do you know at a certain point in time in Liberia's history, Ono taught me, Liberia taking taxes from Firestone in advance just to maintain government paying salaries? You know that? That we never had, the country was not open to have a lot of investment. That let's assume that in 2024, right? The Liberian government will take taxes up to 2027, even though we are not in those years, but we take in advance just to keep up to pace. It was in the 70s now, coming on turbo and dope. The country started getting open, more investments that are coming to the country. But think about that. So you ask, you say, okay, if a guy like Tubman was president in 1944, even in the great United States, the United States never had road connectivity until after World War II on Dwight Eisenhower. The interstate highway system we see in America, where you see all the roads are connected, it came after World War II. So sometimes when I say about, sometimes I want to bring the older generation, but looking at the reality, I say, but if a guy like Tubman became president in 1944 and even America never had roads until the 50s, how can I expect a guy like Tubman to build roads and skyscraper in the country where even the great US at the time was still lacking roads? Because road is expensive. You have to grow your economy, or better still, you got to take someone a loan, and the money that is being appropriated to construct these roads must be put into the project. But unfortunately, they are cash cow for politicians. They steal this money, they take everything, and at the end of the day, we have no roads, we have no electricity. So the possibility of you even growing the economy has become almost impossible, because these are the two critical things you need. You need energy and you need roads. Because roads will, look, let me tell you something. When you follow the US history, the reason that put the US economy into an overdrive was after Dwight Eisenhower connected all the state with road. Because when you have roads, you can move goods and services evenly. Melvin live in Bombing County and work in Monrovia with good roads condition, because within less than 30 minutes, he could be in Monrovia. You don't have to live in the city because you have access to road. Let's assume you want to undertake a project, let's say a charity project in the Southeast with better roads. You could go and make those kind of investment, but how can we grow the economy and come from this thing they call to decentralize when you don't even have roads in good portions of the country? Let's forget about the whole issue of electricity and power. Just road connectivity. How can you make those moves? If you wanted to go invest, do I expect to go and build roads before you can start making the investment? No. These things must be put into place. And how do you do them equal? You got to expand the budget, you got to collect more taxes, you got to bring more investors to the country, you got to grow the national budget before you can make the investment. My brother, like bro, problem is too much, man. It's just hard for you to put it together, bro.
But Monk, even you talking about roads, talking about the Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
You know, when we lived in the Ivory Coast a couple of years ago, we used to travel by bus or by buses from one big city to another. Now, please don't get me wrong, unpaved roads, decent roads, you know, I'm talking about in the 90s, early 2000s. Can you imagine? I'm talking about that. I'm not, so thinking about that time we're far away behind in terms of road. That time we stay on one lane, we stay on 2 lanes, even from the airport to Monrovia, but we get beam off. We didn't want thought that we knew whatever it was, right? But fast forward today, the Ivory Coast spending millions of United States dollars. You know what they are creating? They are creating a railroad train-like station or railroad to get from the second, I think it's the economic capital city. They call it Yamoussoukro. To come from Yamoussoukro to go to Abidjan. Can you imagine that? And this is what the current president is doing. This is the venture he's on. Can you imagine that project these guys are doing in the 21st century? I'm talking about train. The first time I rode escalator, the first time I stood in anything that looked decent in my life was in Abidjan. It was never in Labrador, it was never in Monrovia. I'm talking about the first time I ever saw 2 crossing over edge bridges road, crossing. I'm talking about decency. I'm not talking about that trash what we get in Labrador, but we get Bimbo. We made excuses for politicians. They made their children rich. They made themselves rich. They send their children abroad to come to school. Their homes are built nicely. They own AC and so forth. But we come and make excuses for them. I'm talking about 2-3 lane road crossing. And look, I'm talking about life. I'm talking about a country where I stay in. Light never went from the time of there. Listen, wait, like America. I don't worry about water and light. No, I don't worry about. I could turn the faucet on in Ivory Coast and water will flow like the same way I do in America. I'm talking about life. I'm talking about life where people are moving in front with their minds are clearly open. They're living life. They not see life. I'm not talking about that makeshift hoping and dreaming thing we're having in Labrador. So this morning, credit to what is station name? OKFM. I was listening to Patrick Lumbumba. He said something that stuck to my mind just before the show. He said a lot of different things, but he said something that stuck to my mind right before the show. And I've seen this in America. I've seen this in other countries that are industrial, that want to move forward. I've seen it. This is what he said. And I'm paraphrasing him. I'm not quoting him words for words. Maybe you should have time to listen to him on OKFM. Julia Jett hosted him. He said there must be a set agenda for the country, such as no government can come and change that agenda. For example, if we say over the next 5 years, the agenda for Liberia is to, over the next 10 years, is to build all the roads in the Southeast or on the other part of the country. That is a set agenda. I don't care who takes over, must come and implement that agenda. They can bring any, even if they bring other thing, that agenda is priority and everybody fall in line. So that means, Joe, we will not kind of build road, the feeder roads, or makeshift the feeder roads, put those small mud in there for a few months, and then Joseph Boaga can and say, "Una road, I don't want to do the road in Lofa," and the other government can say that "Una road, I don't want to do the road in Grange." No, if a national agenda, if we say that electricity we're going to focus on, we focus on electricity, and when people, I don't care who comes, it is Look, it is binding and automatic. And even in the US, that's what they do. These are policies. These are things that are in place. Let me say this. The agendas for the word in foreign countries, in America, it doesn't change. I don't care what kind of president it is. You might come and dance around it, but there are some policies, there are some agendas that the United States have set. They're set in stone, and as president come to build up on it and implement it. And the next president, if that president can finish it up, the next president, that's how you do it. But everybody come with their own agenda because everybody won't get a caught. Joey Akin, harmonization. Joseph Boaga King, what the other one is doing, downsizing.
PAN. Personal attention and payroll integration nonsense. I don't know how they call it. Civil service agency.
So it's confusing. But Monk, what say you? Because I listened to him this morning and I was like, yeah.
I listened to that guy for a little while, a segment of the show with Julius Jeff. We would take an entire show to dissect what that guy said. That guy came with a wealth of knowledge. He gave practical solutions. He gave instances. He gave case studies from around the world. Look, you see, I like to follow people like that. People that know, that understand. That man is from Kenya. I think he's from Kenya, if I'm not mistaken. Kenya is a country that is infrastructurally developed. The British people built a system. You see, I tell people all the time, in as much as colonialism was a bad thing, but colonialism also had her own upside, positive. When you look at all the countries in Africa that are infrastructurally developed with systems, whether it's South Africa, whether it's Kenya, whether it's Namibia, countries that are doing exceedingly well, you can tell that the colonial master left a blueprint. They put in place system. Even the Africa that's right next door, you go to Africa, you can tell that if this thing were left to these regular people here, because I saw everyone eating the street, they're eating in plenty leaves. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but like these people cannot build this kind of great society. It was the colonial master that set those blueprint. In the case of Liberia, we never had a colonial master that was able to put this thing into place, especially when it comes to infrastructure, when it comes to system. We were an experiment. I would say Liberia is a failed experiment because you don't take slaves that never control anything, that never ran anything, you bring them to a country to rebuild a new society. That was a mistake, but we can leave history and we can only make improvement on the mistakes. We cannot repeat the past. The thing here is, Steve, speaking of PLO Luamba, this guy, I'm listening to the entire show. That's why I say I would take my time to go over, because some of these things we've been saying it, some of these things you can see it next door happen when it comes to system, when you talk about structure. That's why I tell you, the day Liberia ready to make progress, that leadership, his action will tell you Liberia ready to make progress. Because look, when you look at the industrialized world and anywhere on the planet, there are two things separate us. They have system and a structure in place, and they have respect for institution. You cannot build without a blueprint. Steve, if I were to tell you to go downtown and go and erect a building, I must give you a blueprint as you get your step-by-step instruction as to how you will go and do it. And guess what? When these people come up with new ideas, they document it so that in the future, they don't have to go and reinvent it. That's why when you go to any job, when you do something new, they say, well, Melbourne, let's say one of the stereo set or one of the equipment was broken, and Melbourne figure out how to repair that particular equipment. Where they will tell Melbourne, what you just did, please document it and keep it for future reference, so that 20 years down the road, if another technician were to encounter the same problem, you just go into the vault, open the document that Melbourne finished documenting, and just do the same old thing. People, why do you think America was able to build a great society? The union of 50 or more states, that they have one system. Whether you go to New York, whether you go to California, whether you go to New Mexico, it's all the same. They are uniform, because institution and system is what you use to build a society. In our case, we don't have that. It's guesswork. You bring the other guy, he come with own idea. Look, president can come with their own vision, but there are certain things that trump politics, that trump an individual president. The president will go, there will be president that will go and come. At the end of the day, the institution, the rule of law, the template, and the blueprint will remain. And we don't have that in Liberia, and that has been our problem. We have never been able to make incremental improvement. I always keep saying it. Look, there is something they call the Kazan principle when you're doing manufacturing, the first in the tissue or engineering. The Kazan principle say, I don't need Melbourne to give me 100%. If Melbourne can give me 1% every day within 100 days, it will hit 100%. All I need Melbourne to do is to keep making smaller incremental improvement every day, and he will get to the destination. He will get his target achieved. In Liberia, if you start from the 80s, let's just say from William Arrow Toba, every time we had an opportunity to make progress, we always hit the reset button. Can you imagine coming from a Toba to a Samuel Doe? What we got in Liberia? Change the constitution, roughshod your political opponent, war, rigging an election that led to civil war. After Doe, what happened? Ecomo came in, settled the peace. What we got next? Charles Taylor. Can we make the case that he make any improvement when you come to the forward movement of Liberia? No. After Charles Taylor, you came with Madame Salih. Madame Salih come in, put one or two things in place. Yes, just to get the country up and running again. After Madame Salih, who you went to? George Weah.
No, but during Madame Salih time, just to add on to something, during Madame Salih time,
Yeah.
what was done according to renowned and respectable, lawyer Tiawan Gonglo, she actually legalized a brown envelope in the legislature. So the legislature became legally and officially corrupt. So we had to be faced with that problem till today.
Oh yeah, but
So to that, at that time the lawmakers were making something around 1,005, but from
Right.
2006, 7, 8, the salary went up to almost 14, 15,000.
Yeah. And so we're stuck with that. We're faced with that till today. And but not only that, going up to 2,000 or whatever amount you've called, Milbon, we're also stuck with this idea. We're also stuck with the idea of the government being seriously problematic, the legislature. This is where all the crooked deals are passed. This is where most of the time to do all these crooked things, criminal things, and so forth. And it has become a serious problem, a menace, and a threat. Because they, instead of checkmating the president, they fall in line and they start to do these shenanigans. Look at Honor President George Weah. Look at what happened. The legislature just fell in line, and it was just a total mess.
that's why I keep talking about the system. You see, in Africa, we are of the belief, yeah, the president is the one that wields the executive power, but at the end of the day, that we got a lawmaker, that we got a legislature. They are a body. When it comes to these treaties or when it comes to concessions agreement, yeah, the president is also playing with a bunch of guys that play hardball. I think Lofa Judah and myself had this conversation before. I said, Lofa Judah, let me give you this scenario. Sometimes we like to blame the president, but no, I think the lawmakers, because they are the one that are in the group, they are a body as compared to a single individual. If you were the president of Liberia and you attend an international conference, you were fortunate enough to meet a multinational corporation manager, or let's just say CEO that was at that conference, and you struck a deal with him and say, oh, there is an opportunity in Liberia for all to mine gold. And the guy said, you know what, we can sign a concession agreement. I can invest some money in Liberia. You came and did all your lobbying, Washington, D.C., get the deal going. You went to Liberia, you're looking at the idea that this investor could hire more than 1,000 plus Liberian, could give them a paycheck, could make an investment. And you got 15 guys in the Senate or in the House that tell you that if we can get our cut, the deal will not go through. The question at that particular point is, what do? You got to work in line with your lawmaker. They will hold the president hostage, even though they want to get their cut. But they get something they call the greater good or the common good. I will not look at a corporation that is about to invest 150 million or 200 million Liberia for some guy that wants $35,000 in brown envelope to store that deal. I will have to work with them, even though I don't believe in that particular aspect of doing business. But that politics is not about what you want. It's about what you are giving in exchange for what you want. So it's a give and take game. The president wants to get her agenda because people expect her to create jobs. The people expect her to come up with employment, but equally so, the lawmaker sees that as an opportunity to milk it themselves. They want to get their cut. So at the end of the day, the president will stay engaged into some kind of a brown envelope transaction. That's just how it is. Even in America, the same thing happen here. Why you think it can take almost a fight up to a government shutdown for a budget to pass? Because every lawmakers in the lower and upper house, they want money coming into their pocket, into that district. That's what they call earmark and poke barrel spending. So when the government is passing a bigger budget, they will put all kinds of small attachment that they will benefit from, whether it's a 501c operation, whether it's their own personal business, whether it's their district interest. No, they will attach it to that bill because they know it's an opportunity for them. And most of the time, the president won't even agree, but at the end of the day, he must compromise because he knows in order to get his executive function going on, he got to compromise with people in the House and in the Senate. That's just the nature of the business. Politics, if you want to be perfect, then go to church. Politics is a transactional game. You can have all the moral argument you can make. At a certain point in time, when it comes to execution, you have to compromise because you are not the one running the show totally.
I agree with that. If the compromise is in the better interest of our people, but even the cuts that you guys put in there, it does not benefit the people. It benefits them personally in most cases and to some extent. But Melbourne, let's see if we can take some calls, please, from Liberia just to get some feedback if possible. I'm not sure if you're able to transition to the other studio.
Sorry. So yes, I'm doing it. The team are setting up already. So in a moment from now, I'll be going there. So let us keep talking.
Wonderful.
Please. Yes.
But Mark, my concern now is not with the lawmakers. My concern now, after listening to the professor today, a lot of things started ringing in mind. He talked about, how when they set up, he was in charge of an anti-corruption group to fight corruption in your country, to investigate whatever it is, and he didn't get the support from the people who appointed him. According to him, he spent 11 months. They fought him while he was there, and as he spoke, I kind of took a retrospect and thought about Liberia, how the issue of corruption is done. Most recently, the Liberian government, under Jose Yuma Boakai, named an asset recovery team. Members of the asset recovery are barely in, some of them are not in Liberia. We don't know the length. We don't know the order of operation. And it seemed more like a witch hunt. And from what we are told, up until today, unless the information has changed, they're getting paid. And they're doing nothing on the Liberian people's expense. What say you? With the whole asset recovery thing that went on, and it was just a total, in my view, a total mess, a fiasco, a witch hunt, and they just created for nothing noise. And up until now, the president has not even constituted, an audit of the branches of government as he stated he would do. What say you? Musa Belede is there pushing for representative chairman. Musa Belede is there pushing for an audit. I saw a letter most recently back to the GAC. The GAC is there playing game. What say you? Monk, are you there?
I'm here. Hello?
Yeah. What say you about the issue of corruption? And I'm not sure if you heard some of the things I said or I enumerated earlier.
Sorry, I'll get taken to a nurse. Sorry.
Oh, okay. But I was saying, Professor Patrick also talked about working, to bring books to accountability and justice, and also on the corruption team that he was heading, that they disbanded. They disbanded that group for 11 months when he worked there, and he said he never got any support from the executive and other people. To be honest, he talked about it. I just took a retrospect and I thought about Liberia, wherein we had a so-called assets recovery team that passed around just witch hunt people, created for unnecessary noise. Up until now, we are told that they're being paid, and you have some of the in-person of Martin Colley who's out of the country, who does not even live in Liberia, but he's getting paid. I mean, what does that even say about the asset recovery team in terms of corruption? In terms of being unserious, what does that say?
See, we keep saying the same thing. We keep saying it over and over. It's just like we're running a hamster wheel. In government, you have less accountability, whether you like it or not. The only thing I tell people, if you study the whole international system when it comes to good governance, there are certain structure and institutions that are put in place, but it's not even perfect, even in the great US. The US, when you check the Transparency International when it comes to the corruption, in the US, not even at the top of the list. because there are loopholes that people take advantage of. The problem with most African countries, especially in the case of Liberia and other third world nations, we lack the institution, we lack the infrastructure, we lack the system in place. How can I expect for the same players to come to prosecute themselves or to find themselves liable for a particular crime? Steve, the very GAC and all the watchdog institutions, we might let to see them like they are autonomous, but they still get their paycheck from the very same government. They are the same people. That is why sometimes you call for international audit, because you don't even trust the so-called local auditor that's able to keep check and balances into place. Why do you think those people will want be open to an audit across the board, especially our legislature, for over how many years? I don't know the last time they got audited. Why make you think the very same people that are engaged into corruption will welcome the idea of being audited to expose themselves? Because there is no one to make a comment to make report to. It's almost like they work for themselves. The only thing you can have is maybe the citizen opting or the antic against them. But at the end of the day, it's still not going to happen, because at the end of the day, who is carrying on this audit? Even if the audit is performed, who's going to prosecute them? You tell them they're going to prosecute themselves? If every single branch of government is also as equally as corrupt, the judiciary system is broken, the presidency, the executive branch is corrupt, the lawmakers are corrupt. So if you have 3 branches of government that runs the affair of the state and every single branch is corrupt, then who do you carry the case to? It's a waste of time.
It is a waste of time. Thank you, Monk. Let's go to Melbourne. Melbourne, if you're ready, we are on standby to hear from the people from Liberia as they contribute to the conversation today. Melbourne, quickly.
Yes, thank you so much.
Let's try to do 1 minute so we're taking enough. And then also, let me just say to our listeners, our callers, please stay with the issue and stick with the issue. If you come here and you think you will attack us or disrespect us because of our view without sticking with the issue, we will respond to you proportionally. I don't care whether you're a man or you're a woman. We'll respond to you proportionally, just so you know. We're not going to tolerate that foolishness. So stick with the issues, get to the issue, and let's get it moving. We won't let it calls.
077-285-961. Again, 077-285-961. That's the number to call. Call in to be part of the show right here on the SKTV, Truth FM 96.1. Again, 077-285-961. That goes straight to the issue. Do you think the social media is helping or hurting humanity? So we've been discussing a lot of issues. Hello to this caller.
Yeah, gentlemen, how you doing, man? This is Dwally from live from Painesville, here in Liberia. Glad to hear my brother Long and Moses. I got a comment. I listened to Long and his comparison with corruption in Liberia. I told you some points to what happens in the U.S. Long said it is true in a three ways, but I want to pass this a single point. Look, everywhere is corrupt. There is no argument to the contrary. But I will say this. The presidency of this country, or the president of this country, has the tool to truly change this country if he or she wants to. If the president at the time decides they want to change it, this is the only person I personally believe will change anything in this country. I'm the issue of the corruption, how this is rotten to this core. It's true, but my man, how do we change it when every single person in the country is almost literally relying on the government for income? There's no other way. Only the president can change that. You can say the executive is corrupt, you can say this is corrupt, but I believe that the president chooses, and the legislature will come in and say, listen, I want bribe. It's illegal. You can go after that position legally. You have to be aggressive. You cannot be timid about changing a third world location such as ours. But I'm enjoying the conversation, guys. Liberia is great. I hope you guys are doing good out there.
Thank you so much, and I hope that we will compare one of these days. To this caller, going in.
Oh, the man let Dwalu go. Dwalu?
Yeah, you go on, Steve. But I think, hello.
No, let's take another caller. You got my message. You will get my message. I send you a message.
Hello. Oh man, please leave our line if you know you are not ready to make call or to be part of the show. 077-285-961. That's the number to call. To this caller, good evening. We great. Thank God. Go ahead, your name and from where you join us. Yeah, my brother, go ahead.
All right, I'm Jameson speaking from Rockville City.
All right.
All right, for the issue of corruption in Liberia for now, it is not clear on the administration of The corruption begins from Chancellor government, and Chancellor was the one who showed Liberian people about how somebody can corrupt. And from that day, the Chancellor came on the air and showed how people can see our money. We get to know as a Liberian with our eyes open at the time. And we decide to teach our youth that coming up and they getting to know the meaning of corruption. So when we talk about corruption, it's not only about Joseph Mwaka government or either the past or any Joseph government or either the Australia government. But corruption is now getting run up and run up. So for the fact that we are very happy and we'll be listening and wishing to hear about the war crime push as well as the economic crime push. That the only way that we will come back and we will go around. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being part of the show today. Scholar, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. How are you?
Yeah, my brother, we're good. Thank you. Go ahead. Your name and from where you join us?
Yes, this is Emmanuel Richardson on the conversation from Mobile. And Nebo, kind of corruption in last year. We have the vision circle, right?
Mm-hmm.
When people is out, they say the worst thing, and they say all kinds of things. In fact, you even hear them talking about when we gather for bringing other policies to fight corruption. When they are in, everything is okay. No, this okay to get rid of corruption here, trust me, only God can come here, you'll be able to rescue because look, for the churches, for the school, for the board, everybody is corrupt. How will you go to church pay for free? You see a memo that then you have to give one pastor that you're more than telling on this guy is going to enjoy himself. He enjoys eating, but the memo are suffering. So corruption in Liberia, corruption in government. People see the easier way to get rich or to get money. It's the working government. That's why you see people running. Whatever. It's even you get people jail for the government work, they can even get something to harm you. You think what everybody want to work in the government? Is it because they love us? They're not love us. Then we just selecting out our own problem. Now, I go above on neighbor win. The moment neighbor stealing when you want to, is the over John Brown, they do, and the reason why we're doing it. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
All right. Thank you so much. Keep a calls coming. Hello, today's caller. Hello?
Nebo,
Yeah.
so we got a caller from Labrador quickly. Let him put a call.
Okay. That's
Please,
good. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, gentlemen, how y'all doing? I'm sorry to interrupt. I've been listening. I've been following, but somebody didn't like, the generalization of everybody's corrupt. Representative put a family say he has a different opinion that he wanted to tell you, all of us. Hello?
Please.
Hello?
Yeah, you are live on SKTV.
For me, I'm constrained to call. I'm the House Chairman on Good Governance. The first thing is that we have just been in power for 3 months. Some of us, we have publicly declared our assets. We have written communications that have brought national concessions to book. We've been able to investigate them. We have come up with strong opinion from the House. We've been able to write communications that have to do with the FIA. The president has taken action and suspended people at the FIU, the Financial Intelligence Unit. A lot of things we have done. Within 3 months, someone just said on the radio and said, legislators, you need to be able to identify those you consider because our children are listening to the radio and we are fighting to bring this country to a level that it has not been. You put everyone's character on the line. If you say someone is corrupt, name that person and shame them. But for us who are fighting in this country to ensure that credibility can be restored in government in 3 months' time, that you just make sweeping statement against everyone. So if I would ask a question, I'm a lawmaker who has served in the past 100 days and has brought China unions from a district I come from. They are working. They have started living up to their concession. And I've been able to go after sensitive issues in the House, issues after pollution, a lot of different things. When you come to the radio, you just have a general statement about everyone in this legislature. I think it's not fair.
So,
no one getting the government, it makes you corrupt. There are individuals who are there, those who abuse said resources, we need to name them and shame them. But not to just use a general statement that even we're not taking into consideration the time when people go into government. So that's
my own concern.
All right, Representative Famula, I think Steve want to say something. Just
Yeah,
listen.
thank you, Representative Famula. We appreciate, the clarity you try to provide. On the show, we said the legislature, but I want to ask you a straightforward question. Do you think the legislature is corrupt? And how many legislature, apart from you, have declared their assets? Let's talk about that. Since you don't want to burn it.
The first thing is that Sekou and to the other panelists, what you need to do is to have the facts. Name the number of lawmakers who have declared their asset. The guys who have not done it, you shame them. Not because John did not declare an asset, meaning I'm corrupt. I've already declared I've already published my asset. So are you looking for people who you should appreciate and praise them for living up to good governance standard? I should be among those. So you have my son listening and he started to wonder as to whether the person is talking about his father is among the group. Name the amount of people as the LCC give us the list of people who are publicly declared as and publish it. We want to discuss names of people and shame them. But you're not looking at everyone you say, but man, the whole place just corrupt. But man, it's not fair.
Yes, but Representative, we got another caller. Please be on the line. Maybe the person want to ask you a question. We got another caller here. If you can.
Okay, ready.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from, please?
Hey, Moses, this is Lofa Julius.
Yes.
From Raleigh, North Carolina.
Lofa, quickly, the representative is on. What is your take quick?
Quickly to the representative. He claims that the public responsibility is oversight. And he who actually believes in transparency, shouldn't he be the one spearheading the fight to make sure that the rest of his colleagues in there will do like he did instead of accusing or holding the media institution accountable for not singling him out for doing what is expected of him and not to glorify him, because either way, that is expected of you. That is your responsibility. You should not be glorified. Go after the guys who are supposed to follow your footsteps and hold them accountable to, and not the media institution. Shouldn't that be the right way to go? Thank you.
Thank you. So on top of that, Representative, let me ask you.
Hold on 1 second. I didn't get everything Lofa was saying. It was not too clear. So hold on. Did you hear everything Lofa said?
I didn't get him clear, so you can please help.
So Steve, can you explain what he said just briefly? If you can.
So Representative Family Lofa said, don't you think you should be calling on your counterparts to publish and declare their assets as opposed to coming after the media for calling out the legislature in totality, considering I believe less than 50% of you guys in legislature have declared your assets and publish it. But on top of that, let me just ask you this question so you can answer both of them. Since you are so much in for the rule of law and accountability, which I must applaud you for, why don't you take on the initiative to ask the president to publicize his assets, the vice president to do the same, so that we can be accusing all of you in general, because it seems like you're not doing your job too. What do you say?
No, the first thing I'm saying here is that you need to work along with the LDCC. The LDCC, we're going to work along with them. All of us. Call the LDCC, like the LDCC said a few hours ago, that they are going to publish the list of all of those who have declared their assets and publish it. They're going to publish that listing. You can ask for that listing. Call names of people and individually list them as people who are not in conformity with the law. That's one. Two, to just say, everyone in this legislature, let me tell you a few of the things that you need to be aware of. One, it was just in recent time that a budget was passed in the House. The initial bill for the 1 million that was passed, look at it. Look at what was in it. What was the reality of what the government was asking for? Who are those who are managing the resources? Are you putting us in the case of people who are managing state resources? I'm a representative, that's true. But am I managing the Ministry of Finance? No. No. So you will not take a system that you say this system is corrupt, and you just use that one statement across the whole government. Say in this government, we believe, for example, Musa Belete has declared his asset publicly. Prince So has declared his asset. List of lawmakers. I know about over 30 to 40 lawmakers who are publicly declared asset. So get that listing and get them out of the list of those you want to just say they corrupt, or they are not living up to moral standards within our good governance space.
So Steve,
but to just say everything and our children who are listening within 3 months, how many months some of us we are in government that you use the past experience to judge us now? No, it's not fair.
Okay.
And I think that's not the essence of why you're organizing this show for. You're organizing this show to firm our people who you believe are not in good standings with moral norms and best practice within governance.
Representative Family.
Yes, I'm listening.
Yeah, this is Seiko. So since you are the chairperson on good governance, do you have time to have a conversation with us on SKTV as a guest this Thursday or Friday, if possible?
Seiko, you my brother. Every day you want from the appear your show tomorrow, can they?
Okay. So
I want for my brother to do for us, list the people for me. So you put Billy all in the same case of program and never declare and publish the asset.
You have some point. You have some point there, but we'll have more time. Where
so get our links. You want us to do it tomorrow? Come the show.
Tomorrow we can do it tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow we could. I would find time and come there for us to talk about it.
So tomorrow all you need to do for us is to go to Truth FM. You know, Truth FM can do it. If you have enough, sometimes the internet system is not correct, in our local area, but Truth FM will provide the studio. All you need to do is just walk in there. Melbourne will host you, and then we can have a conversation from there. That would be very good, so we can have enough time. Sometimes we'll distinguish, those bad apples from the good ones, and then we can, all discuss it. Okay. So we'll do that tomorrow.
Okay, that's okay about it. I'm free.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Representative. But let him walk up, Mr. Kane, I beg you.
I'm sorry for interrupting you guys. Listen.
I want to respond to that lawmaker.
No time.
Go ahead.
No time, so I think
I'm sorry. I already dropped the line, but Mo, you can go ahead.
God bless his soul for doing what is right. But unfortunately, we live in a society. They get something they call consensus. We look at something they call history. We look at something they call data and trend. My brother, you've been over there for less than 150 days. You look at a legislator that is yet to be audited, for almost 4 decades or more. And you think that just because you just got elected, you make one thing? There's a reason they form something they call legislative caucus. You got to build consensus to get something moving when you work in a body as a lawmaker. When I want to see all the 73, I want you to form a consensus and build a team of at least 35 lawmakers that will be able to challenge any bill that comes on that floor, whether it comes to corruption, extra incentive. When you start making those kind of a move, then we will not blanket you until then. We are going by history, we are going by the data, we are going by trend. We are talking about for the past 40 plus years, your 100 day, you just got elected. I can call it one electoral exuberance. You just got there. You don't even understand the culture of where you are working. And you think that we cannot use a blanket assessment. My brother, it's too early for that. But like I said, God bless us. So keep doing the right thing. But until we can get to that stage where you can form a caucus to put up a fight against the corrupt group, we will still blanket all of you as being corrupt because the history is there, the trend is there, and everything is there for us to make that case. I mean, I understand your argument here, but we don't make assessment based on individual experiences. We do on the legislative basis, and it requires a caucus, and we need to see certain history and certain trend to believe that we got a group lawmaker. Because if that's the case, I can put my neck on the block that Yeke Koluba has in his craft to make such a statement because he been there. He understands the nature and culture of the house. So now for a guy who just been there for less than 100 plus days and you want to say, oh, you shouldn't blanket, or no, you will be blanketed until you can prove to us that you're on the opposite side, and not only saying it, but form a caucus that will be able to challenge the cartel in the house. Then we can change the narrative. But until then, the history and the trend remains the same. Sorry to say that, but that's just a reason.
I happen that the representative will come tomorrow. I'm really, really happy, and I'm glad that he volunteered himself so we can have this conversation in depth. But let's say he has some points, but we'll quantify and qualify it tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that conversation.
Yeah. So I think I don't even want Mom to actually waste his breath when you have the opportunity tomorrow. When he made himself in studio, you're looking at each other face to face, and you ask him questions, and you raise a concern. The man will have the opportunity to respond. Maybe Lofa Julia will be on tomorrow, to ask the question. We don't know. But just give a quick announcement. Somebody traveled from America here and went to Liberia. and brought for SKTV 3 trapos. But then the person said they couldn't get to Saros right away, so they left it there. Then he called me yesterday and gave me all the information. Saros just went and picked them up. 3 brand new, trapos. Somebody brought it for SKTV from the United States to Liberia. I want to take this time to say a big thank you to the individual that did it. I will seek his permission if he doesn't mind me calling his name on the show. We, like many people who contribute to SKTV every day, not that don't let their name to be called, but this person did a marvelous job for SKTV. So Saros is in possession of the 3 trapos already. He took a picture and sent it to me. I want to say thank you to the individual and also announce to SKTV family.
Well, thank you for that, Mr. Kane. I know Melbourne, we're pressed with time, but I just wanted to announce that the representative will be on tomorrow and we'll have a good conversation. But as of now, until the representative can come, we're staying with what we said, that the host of the legislature has shown over the past and in most recent times that they are corrupt. And we're not taking it back because the evidences are overwhelming, even in the communication and the behavior. If the House of Representatives were asking for you, Chairman Representative Musa Belede has a bill, put it on, talk on the fight. You think all of them will be running behind him to say, let make sure the place is ordered so that we can clear our knee and make the place clean? But tomorrow we'll talk, Chief. We'll be here waiting for you. Please, we'll be happy to have that conversation. And maybe you will educate us and inform us. We love that, those kind of things, because the public needs to know as well. But sticking with the conversation, we really wanted to get reactions until the representative came in. It was a good thing that he came in as well. But no, but we'll still get a few more minutes that with your hand. We got a while looking at it, we'll get some more minutes. Mama, you told me that we got some more minutes again, you change your mind.
But man, you have to 8 o'clock with it, man. You have to 8 o'clock. You will get some minute there.
Oh, after 8, I even looking Melbourne, but Melbourne looking at anyway. And not any problem. We're not getting plenty money on the stuff again. So we'll probably save it for tomorrow. We'll save the conversation for tomorrow. We want to be on time. Want to leave on time, folks. Sekou, anything?
Yeah. So what happened? What happened to Sekou Kroma?
He reached out to me. He said it's raining heavily over there, and so the connections very, very bad. So he can do it.
That's like brother. Yeah, but I mean, I have nothing to say. I was just enjoying the show, honestly speaking. I had some migraine, I had some headache when I wake up, so I decided to just take my, my Tylenol and just watch the show, enjoy it. And I was enjoying it actually. Until, a lot of different people call me, but the representative say you want to say something on the show.
Assessment. All not the same, but brother. All are not the same, but okay, you can give us something to believe that you're not the same. It's too early for this whole move, though.
Yeah, so no problem, Steve. I mean, it's your show.
Maybe what say you? What say you before we leave you? We know the ego learner. What say you?
Well, thank you, and let me say thanks to President Monk also. Actually, President Monk was talking about the road connectivity and so many things that we're talking about, but I wanted to chip in, but I was a little bit busy because my youth of Liberia lack everything, and we all require for investor people to come into our country to come and invest. How will people come if you don't even have stable water, you don't have electricity, you don't have no good or road network? So even if that made or if I was talking, I'll be afraid that, oh yes, these people maybe until they can make their road to be good, until they can have stable electricity, until they can have maybe water, and maybe that's the time. But again, thanks to you all. Maybe tomorrow, thank God that like lawmaker coming on board tomorrow, then we'll be questioning tomorrow about the how do you call it? The stuff that happening in Nima. Most of the concessions, equipments, that they signing here and there as to whether they're going to review it and what's going to be there for the people. Because every day people are protesting for the company attitude or behavior, and that's just so terrible. So again, good night. Thanks to all of us for our work. Thanks to our viewers. Thanks to our supporters.
Yes, Milborn, thank you so much. Thanks to you and the leadership out there. O'Neill, Liability, the rest of the team. We'll say thank you. Thanks for the time. Tomorrow, we are hoping to our viewers and our listeners who did not call due to time. We'll definitely allocate time tomorrow for you to be part of the program. We're very sorry that we are out of time, and you'll see how the time can go very fast. 2 hours, you would think a long time, but you already inside. So, folks, thank you so much. Monk, what's your parting statement or comment before we can leave for today?
Well, my parting comment is the same as every day. Liberia's conundrum is very, very complex. I don't know how we're going to make progress as a society. We have a small economy. We have an impoverished state. More people are in poverty. We don't have the size of an economy to embark on a massive infrastructure project. So the question is, if you need infrastructure to grow your economy, and the economy is not large enough to generate more revenue, how do you move forward? That's Liberia's problem. In the midst of rampant corruption, weak institution, how do you make progress? A few days ago, I sent you an article that I was reading by the New York Times when we went to the Ghana Peace Accord, the Accra Peace Accord in 2003, when people did a comprehensive assessment of Liberia and say, you know what? Only a trusteeship will work in this country because everything in this country is broken. People will pretend like they want to move this country forward, but the reality are there that you cannot move the country forward because the problems are just too much. I read that article again. I was like, you know what? What the guy said 21 years ago is coming to fruition. That we keep trying from 2003 to now. We cannot even make the case that will make a lot of gains in moving Liberia forward. The question is, when will we start? And if there's even a possibility that at this stage you can turn Liberia around, I'm not convinced about that. We just keep on the same cycle and nothing is changing, because the assessment was, when you don't have institution in place, there is no way, even with the vision is going to die, because the visions that needs to be guarded. And what you need to guard a vision are not even there. So the question is, how do you move the country forward? That's it. That's why. And the PLO, Luamba today, he hit on a lot of key points. And tomorrow we expand on some of the things that he said. In as much as we have a lawmaker here who coming to make the case about defending his record, I respect him. I say God bless his soul. But for me, when you work with a body, especially when it comes to lawmakers, you need caucuses to get things done. It's not an individual, because there's a kid, then you get called by the biggest trophy cabinet on the planet, because I think he been torn in the flesh of those guys. But unfortunately, he just yeke. He doesn't have a caucus. He doesn't have a group of followers that will help to push his agenda forward in Congress. So I will stop there for now. Tomorrow,
thank you so much. Let's have a good night as we go on our week. Happy midweek to those of you who are watching the game. Enjoy. I wish you good luck. And I hope Real Madrid gets beaten and disgraced today. I will follow the game. Thank you so much.
I'm a Barcelona fan, but I want for a Spanish team. I watch Spanish football, so even
I prefer Borussia Dortmund, because Borussia Dortmund has produced good players.
Oh yeah, they produce a lot of players, but they are academy that believe in selling their players from.
And that's the problem with them.
Yeah, that's how it is. They're into profit. They're not into the legacy and the trophy. They're into bringing young talent. The Haaland, the Jordan Sancho of the world, the Dembele. Everybody came from Borussia Dortmund.
Even the dude who currently plays number 9 for Barcelona, what's his name? Robert Lewandowski came from there.
Lewandowski came from before he went to Bayern Munich. So
yeah,
that's what they're looking for.
And the only person that has stayed there this long is this Marco Rose guy who refused to leave.
17 years.
Yeah, he's been there for 17 years. He refused to leave when everyone else
refused to leave.
Yeah, so I mean, they're a good team. They have a very good reputation, and I hope they can win this.
The last time they won the Champions League was in 1997 when they had the young colonel of the world. That time they won it. I think that was the last time they won it, 1997, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Yakuda then left and went to Bayern Munich.
Yeah, he didn't play for Bayern Munich. I think he left from there before retirement, but he was the top striker at the time. He was one of the big name players, and then they had other great players that came from over there too. But they've been competitive, and they went against Bayern Munich too. I think 2013 in the Champions League final when the two German clubs went for the final as well. But Bayern Munich ended up winning. So maybe this is a time we'll see. But I know Madrid. If Madrid gets to the final, Spanish team don't leave trophy on table. If you want to beat them now. If Madrid gets to the final, they will take it.
And what the boy needed, the Ivorian striker, the guy that scored the winning goal for Arcos against Nigeria. This Ivorian striker is also there.
Sebastian Heller.
Sebastian Heller, he's also there. So
yeah,
it's a good thing. Yeah, but we'll follow up and see. Folks, thank you. Let's have a good time.
There are things we can do. We bring it good news and we give it to you. We judge it before they are connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. What is our people who will in the serve? Blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The project is giving us